Come on in. What are we hunting tonight? Why don't you just decloak and have a seat right over there? That's right, right over there. Why? Well, because this is Predator and Prey. Which are you? I'm Chris Hansen.
Yes, welcome back, Ho2 Clan members. Yes, we are back, baby. This is Predator and Prey, a Yautja podcast. Of course, you're with your Ho2 Clan, Justin, the OWLF. Justin, how you going?
Not too bad, Ray. Not too bad. I'm suffering the ill effects of some allergies.
Oh,
I was hunting some prey on the forest planet of Nobontis Major, and some of the toxic tree pollen from that planet.
oh,
My mask filters weren't up to the task. So
jeez. Well, let's hope it's not that xenomorph pollen, because things
yes.
very
Well,
very
time will
sour.
tell, I guess. If I'm here for the next episode, then we'll know it wasn't that.
Yeah, I hope so. Always good to see you, Justin. Always good to hear
You too,
from
Ray.
you too.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good. And we've got an early one here from Noel, 11:22. It is Noel, 11:22 for P Ray. I've got a free night, Noel. I'm away.
Nice,
I mean, when I say that, Eve so graciously are looking after the kids at night, so I'm free reign. I'm just
nice.
That's why I'm in the semi-dark. I'm sharpening knives with burnt matches. I'm drinking whiskey. Velvet curtains. It's all happening here. Anything can happen. So that's why I'm kind of in the darkness, listeners. For people watching the video, mood lighting.
Yes.
It's all very covert here. No, I'm in another room. But yes, Noel, he also says, I should mention, hello, listeners. If you're listening to the podcast, we are live streaming a video, hence we may be referring to visuals, and we are getting live comments as Justin and I are chatting. Noel, one half of the Velvet Drapes there, Justin.
Yes.
He's typing in allergies are awful here right now. Noel, I wouldn't be surprised. One curtain, one drape, and the other drape follows. It just makes sense. One has allergies, so does the other.
It's a natural progression. Yeah,
it's a natural progression. It is. It's and also Russell Rasucha. Couple of fucking That's my best Russell impersonation.
Yeah.
Hey, Russell.
Caught
Russell a bit earlier. I was falugering along on the internet there, Justin, on YouTube. Russell caught me red-handed, dropped me in line. I replied promptly before, as I mentioned to you, Justin, I destroyed the game I was playing. So
yes, you did a table flip. Yeah,
did table flip. I played it wrong, so that was one hour well spent. But yeah, no. Hey, Russell,
you still had fun anyway. I'm sure.
I had lots of fun.
Yeah,
it's a learning experience, Justin.
Right.
It's a learning experience.
There's so many rules with that game. It's only natural that
there is. I mean, like, I don't know. Just on a little bit of a tangent. I mean, you play Dungeons and Dragons. Is it similar?
Are there Magic the Gathering? Magic the Gathering, I think, is pretty similar to Legendary in some respects, where you can, make your own decks of cards and tailor them to specific things. Yeah. So there's a ton of rules with all those games, and even I forget stuff with Dungeons and Dragons after all these years, and I have to have my book there next to me to reference, like, how does grapple work? How does this work? How does that work? So,
it's absolutely right. I mean, I've got where is it? I got it here, like people can see. I've got this little book here, Justin. It's my little my big black book. It's got all it's got all the legendary instruction booklets for all the expansions I've got so far. And you constantly have to reference it because, there are keywords that you just forget. And there are steps that you forget as well. Anyway, listeners, you may know that I've fallen heavily into games. Russell, you didn't send a link to the group chat, so I can't. Yeah, that's right, Russell.
Sabotage.
There's a reason why we didn't send the link to the group chat. No. I just literally made that the studio thing now. So it was on the fly. So yeah, Russell, I would have, but just quickly scrabbled it. Scrounged it together and gave it to Justin. Anyway, Justin, this is again. I mean, we are kind of regular, aren't we? On this, we covered last time. Yeah, we did big game last time, which was great. And before that, we did the first issue of The Last Hunt. And what have we got now, Justin, for this issue? Yes, absolutely.
We have the second issue of The Last Hunt. Yes.
Very cool. I mean, I think we're a little late. Are we a little late with it, or is it?
Yeah, it's a few weeks late. Yeah, we're a little late, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll get caught up.
Because I think I did read this like a few weeks ago, actually, because I reread it again. It's like, oh, hang on, I've read this already. So I think we were all primed to do it, and scheduling conflicts happened, of course.
Yeah.
So but we're here now, listeners. We're all ready. Russell is here. He's recovering nicely from the xenomorph chest. But hopefully,
Russell was ill too recently. Yeah, Russell had a terrible bout.
Oh, did he? But remember, he was suffering from something coming out of his chest last time we saw him on the show.
Yes.
Which actually leads me to a funny article. Stop me if you've already heard of this, Justin, but I've read about the behind the scenes to Ridley Scott's Alien. And do you know about the chest bursting scene with John Hurt and all that?
Yes. Yeah, I read some new details about that I didn't know before.
Yeah, really interesting. So apparently Ridley Scott used pigs' intestines and innards for it.
Real animal guts.
Real animal guts. And he didn't tell the cast. So you kind of get the genuine. What a dark fella. So you got the genuine disgust that they're showing on screen, and they weren't told. Apparently, I mean, even John Hurt, I think, didn't know what was going to happen. He was strapped in the table, whatever, his head and arms,
some type of apparatus, but.
And apparently, is it Yafit Koto? I think that's his name. Yeah, he was traumatized. He didn't speak to his wife for weeks. Locked himself in a room or something. So really weird. And also I read Ridley Scott asked Yafit Koto to annoy Sigourney Weaver.
Because he wanted the antagonism between them to be genuine. And he hated it because Yafit Koto genuinely liked Sigourney Weaver and did not want to become on her bad side. Obviously,
that's terrible, isn't it? And hopefully it all it was all aired later on, between them. And
I hope so. But I knew that they had no idea about what was happening in the sequence. I knew that was a surprise because he wanted their reactions to be genuine. What I didn't know was that he used actual animal guts.
I know.
I thought it was all fake Hollywood blood,
That's
gallons
terrible.
of it. But the fact that he used real animal intestines, that's another level.
I'm just I'm getting rerun visions in my head. Is her name? Is it Veronica Cartwright? Please, I apologize if that's not. She played oh God, what was her name? She was
Lambert.
Yeah. Anyway, for those that have watched the movie, of course, there's that scene where when John Hurt explodes, and you see she gets covered in what we now know is we now know is animal guts, and she was absolutely petrified. And apparently that was that was a genuine reaction
Really,
to it.
all of them were genuine. Tom
Yeah.
Skerritt, like Sigourney, like if you look at their
Yeah.
faces in that scene, like all of them, it's genuine.
Did you, without like going on too much about this, sorry, Ucha fans, but it's just something funny. Did you also see there's also a photo floating around on the internet of when they did test screeners for Alien in the 70s, or whenever it was made, and there's a photo. Yeah, there's a photo of the audience. Yeah, just as John Hurt obviously gets chest bursted. Did you see that?
Oh no, I've got to find that. Oh,
it's pretty funny because they're all obviously terribly horrified and everything. But there's one dude with a dodgy mustache and dodgy hair, and he's actually smirking. Like, you sick puppy. What is going on there?
There's one in every group.
There's one guy. You see him in the row.
One in every group.
He's just smoking. Deary me. Oh, my God.
I bet he watched that in the theater more than once.
I did. Yeah. Good to watch where his hands are, I don't know if he's not totally into that sort of stuff. I got to reinvestigate that photo.
Hidden kink unlocked. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. But so I should say, Russell did say, but it wasn't intestine in. It wasn't a intestine in Spaceballs. Did they have something similar to that, Justin? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't think it was real, but
yeah.
Who
knows what they get up to in their sci-fi? I'd love to be in a sci-fi movie, Justin. I don't know about you.
Me too. Absolutely. Yeah.
Would you like to be
like a series like Farscape or something like that?
Yeah.
There's a weird alien regular. Like I would love that.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. Would you want to be humanoid or would you want to be fully made up, mate?
Alien, yeah, totally. Alien. I've got the right build for it too. I mean, I'm 6'3". I'm fairly kind of my arms and legs are kind of long and wiry and lanky, and could easily be transformed into some alien appendage.
Nice.
Yeah. The only thing I wouldn't be able to deal with is like the prosthetic makeup over my face. Like I don't like not having stuff obstructing my breathing. So
you don't like that? Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to have some type of clause where I couldn't have stuff all over my face.
Yeah, look, I've obviously never had it done, and you hear about all the stories, but I don't know. I think it'd be, maybe I'm a massive bludger, but I think it would be pretty fun to just sit in a chair and for hours on end, and just like do nothing. Yeah. Put on some earphones if you can, like depending on your costume. Put some earphones on and
some
watch a bit of YouTube. Yeah, it's fine. But I hear. What's in it? Rebecca Romanjan Stamos. She's married to Jerry O'Connell now. Yeah, Mystique and Alan Cummings. They all complained about and I don't know, but I think it'll be pretty fun.
And I remember that going back to Farscape too, the actress who played Zan had to actually leave the role because of the makeup. Because makeup was so basically it was going all over her head where she shaved her head bald. Like her skin.
Zan,
her skin was constantly covered by this makeup, and your skin needs to be able to breathe. And so because of that, she was suffering some adverse effects, and she's like, I've got to leave this role. I can't keep doing this.
So we've got a few things to watch out for, Justin, when we do get the call.
Yes, right. Make sure the makeup's non-toxic. Make sure.
One last thing, Justin. Peaceful or war-bound? What kind of race would you be then?
Oh, I don't know. Some type of psionic race, I think. Some type of mind reader. Yeah.
Nice.
I think I'd get behind that pretty good. Yeah.
Right.
What about you?
Just full on bloodthirsty, nice.
Like
a Yocha, Klingon, whatever, Klingon, Borg, or I don't know what other alien races are out there. Just really like a pirate.
Yes, pillaging the stars.
Yeah, plunderer and a pillager. Russell said he'd like to be Meek. Yeah, Meek would be cool.
Meek would be great.
Becomes a king. Russell becomes a king.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, sorry, Justin Russell's also mentioned how many chest bursters.
Yes, we haven't mentioned that yet. The Avengers versus Alien series has been announced since our last episode. Yeah.
Sparky, shout out to Sparky. She did say that it is an awesome logo. I think they did a really nice design on that. AVA.
Yeah, brilliant.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe one or two, Russell, I reckon, on generic humans, obviously, not any of the heroes, but we will see that. Maybe, I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to kill off any heroes, but you never know.
Well, yeah. I was just thinking, which hero could take it? Apart from, Wolverine's not an Avenger, but I'm sure that,
he could heal from that, whatever. Yeah.
Cersei, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cersei, Hercules, of course. Probably.
Hercules.
Thor.
Yeah.
We'll hear from that. Yeah. Bring it on. I want to see them. I want to see that happen.
Yeah. Definitely.
Anyway, we are here not only to talk aliens, Justin. We're actually here to talk Predator, of course.
Yes.
And Justin, before we do any of that, any news that you came across by any chance? Or
no, I was looking for any announcement of a new Predator series after The Last Hunt, because we're coming up. We're out at the halfway mark now, I think, of this miniseries. Yeah. We've got 2 issues left, and there was the announcement of the Alien versus Avengers, but there hasn't been any announcement of a new Predator series to follow. So I've been kind of keeping my eyes peeled for that, for any new news tidbits or any rumors about that. I'm wondering if they're going to do another Predator versus, like they did Predator versus Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. Interesting, because they did, or maybe a what if, right? They did a what if Aliens, didn't they? So
I think they did. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a what if. I think it's something like Carter. It's on Carter Burke. It's all on Carter Burke.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe they'll do a what if Predator. I'd love another Predator versus something. We've talked about it endlessly as to who we'd love to see. That would be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, another maybe. This is the 3rd one from Ed, right? And it's called The Last Hunt. So it kind of sounds like it's wrapping up what he wants to do. Hopefully we'll get another
story, maybe. Possibly Theta's story is coming to an end with this series. Yeah, it kind of feels that way a little bit.
Who would you like, assuming Ed rounds out his run, who would you like to see jump on board then?
That's tough. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Obviously my first pick is Jed McKay, because anything that turns to gold. So.
Well, he needs like 4 other arms, I think, to ride. The amount of like things that he's doing at the moment, right? So we'll learn to write with his feet. Yeah.
But also, Philip Kennedy Johnson did such a tremendous job on the alien stuff.
Yeah.
And on everything else, Hulk, Superman, Green Lantern, you name it. Like he's another one that
he's pretty solid.
Yeah, so I'd like to see his touch on the Predator too. Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to throw it out there only because he's come out recently. Declan Shalvey, I think he did a really solid Aliens run. And he's doing the Thundercats at the moment right now.
Oh, that's right.
He's pretty good with.
Like, you're reading that, right? The Thunder.
Yeah. Reading that. I'm a bit behind, but no, yeah, good. It's good. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So yeah. Let's hope. Let's hope. Fingers crossed that there's going to be another one. I hope there is.
Yeah. I hope so too. I hope
I don't think they're done with the Aliens Predator like franchises yet at Marvel. I think they're still, building up to something. The AVP or whatever. Russell said Daniel Warren Johnson.
Another good pick.
I've not heard of this gentleman.
He does the new Transformers comic that we've been covering from Image.
Okay.
He's a tremendous talent, both as a writer and an artist.
Awesome. Oh, great. He's a writer artist. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Bendis, Justin?
Oh, no.
Thought I'd throw it out there. He's a free agent now.
An Ultimates Universe Predator, anyone?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. where he's a detective. The predators are detectives.
Endless options on every page.
Probably
Frank Miller, Russell.
Oh, you are on a winner chicken dinner there, Russell. Can you imagine predators with small
Frank
feet?
Miller can do a variant cover for the Predator for us.
With just like toothpick legs, the feet just end up, instead of those huge, claw-like talon feet, they'll just have like little points.
And endless pouches all over his armor.
Exactly. Anyway, we should Russell. Gary Busey writes. I will buy that in a heartbeat. I do not own any slabbed comics. They will be the first slab comics I will get.
Yeah.
Russell says Gary Busey will write a Keys mini with no editor. That will be a tome. That will be like a 200-page magnum opus. 500-page magnum opus. Gary just spurting, just stream of consciousness.
It'd make War and Peace look like Jack and Jill.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Russell, you're losing me here now. Buttered sausage.
That's another Gary Busey quote. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Buttered sausage.
Justin, we should get into it. I fear we're losing some listeners here. People that want to listen to Predator, or want to listen about Predator. But we are not doing that. I want to ask if you have any trophies before we get there. Any trophies
for the trophy room? Let's see. Actually, no. I've had a pretty pretty sparse month of it. I haven't gotten a lot of new stuff yet.
Okay.
But I will have something new on the way to me next month, a new omnibus.
Nice.
So by the next time we do an episode, I'll have something new for the trophy room. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. How about you? Anything new for you?
Yeah, I do. I had it all. I was all raring to go to show you on the video, but last minute I've changed rooms where I'm recording, so all the stuff is upstairs.
Oh, okay.
But I did get a bundle of I got 9 epic collections finally. It was a private sale, so all beautiful condition.
Nice.
But I actually bought a total of 18 epic collections from this seller, but I had to buy them in batches because they were, obviously I'm not made of money. But I got 9 of them. One of them was Volume 2, Captain America: The Coming of Falcon.
Nice.
Yeah, and then the other 8 were, I think, 4 of them were Thor epic collections, ranging from Volume 1 to I think Volume 5. So early stuff. They're all early stuff.
Yeah.
And the other 4 were X-Men early epics as well. So Volume 1. Yeah, 1, 2. I think I got only 3. So 1, 2, 3 of X-Men epic collections. But then I think I got 5 Thor volumes.
Nice.
So yeah, I really dig the Kirby, the early Thor, like the very early one. It's just really
mystery stuff.
Yeah. It's just really kind of spaced out. It's really good.
It is. Some of it's kind of weird too. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's what I've got recently.
Very nice.
Nothing Predator based. But enough of this dilly dallying. Ed Russell, come on, start reading that 7,000.
I've never read a 7,500 page single issue before that.
Yeah, do it, Russell. Well, when Gary finishes it. Justin, shall we get into our main event?
Sure. Yeah, the Last Hunt, number 2.
Right, listeners. All right, listeners, listen up. Here it is. The Last Hunt. I'm so glad that I've got it up here, Justin, because I keep on keep on forgetting The Last Hunt, The Final Hunt. Kind of same.
Yeah.
The Last Hunt, Predator. Really cool cover, Justin. We've got John Schaefer over Theta with a spear at her back.
And this is the
and a
first
predator.
time that we've seen some, like, text on a cover in a while.
Yeah, I love
Which
word
is if you
balloons
pick the
on.
wrong
Yeah,
enemy, John Schaefer, like, I was
yeah.
trying to think about it, and I was like, I can't even remember the last
Mm,
time I've seen text on a cover from
I
Marvel.
can't. I can't
It's
as
been a
well.
while. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But it looks good. No, I mean, like it's so funny because Theta's in like a predator armor and John's in a Hawaiian shirt.
Hawaiian shirt with a
with
spear.
with a
Yeah.
spear, yeah. And then we have a predator in the background,
Yes.
about to
Yeah.
get both of them. So
Right.
pretty cool. Let me just flick through before we get into it the credits if I can. Does that work? Oh yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, we're doing issue 2 as Justin said. Writer Ed Brisson, artist Francesco Manna, color artist Eric Arciniega, letterer VC's Clayton Cowles, and we got covers from Corey Smith and Rochelle Rosenberg. Oh, that's why the colors from
Yeah.
Justin. That's why.
Always the colors with Rochelle Rosenberg are so
Oh,
great. Yeah.
just brilliant.
Yeah.
Variant covers with Declan Shalvey, Paolo Villanelli, and Mattia Iacono. Oh, Paolo. I wonder if this is the Paolo from the story, Justin.
Ooh, maybe.
Editor Sarah and Sarah Brunstead and editor-in-chief CB Cebulski. Yeah, so pretty cool.
Very cool.
I guess overall, Justin, before we get into, should we do? I mean, a little bit of a synopsis.
Yeah.
Is
We could, yeah.
basically we get two camps, right? I mean, we follow Theta and Paolo, and we get the origin of how John Schaefer and some motley crew came to be, and they basically have come across Theta.
Mhm.
And then what's the other big beat here, Justin? It's the they're looking for the farms, right? Where the cryo farms,
Mhm. Where
where
they've
the
captured
predators.
the other pods.
Yeah, not just a cattle truck, but they want to actually find the spot.
Yeah, the main
So
base where all of this stuff is taking place.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they do that. They track it down, and I'm just trying to get the next page here.
But there is a
No,
little bit
that's
of
She-Hulk.
complication that takes place in the fact that oops, She-Hulk. There's a group of survivors from John Schaefer's camp
Yes. Yep.
who recognize the fact that Theta and Paolo have this fully working ship that
Yes.
they could use to get off of this planet.
That's right. That's right. And there's that tension because they're saying that we don't have supplies. We can't take you. Like we just physically, logistically it won't work. So
Yeah.
there's that kind of thing of, are they going to take over the ship? That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool because
they're going to try at some crucial moment, they're going to try to sabotage things for Theta and for John Schaefer so that they can take the ship and leave.
Yeah, look, it's not the correct saying, isn't like the cook spoiled the broth, but yeah, you get more minds, you get more people in this situation, and they're going to be differing views, and sooner or later there's going to be a contingent that will want to do something, that's not for the better for everyone.
Yeah, as we saw in the previous miniseries as well. There were those
exactly
tried to take the ship and do their own thing. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Theta must be going, oh god, here we go again.
Here we go again. Yeah.
This is not
try to take my ship again, damn it.
Yeah. So so that's right, Justin. That's essentially it. We do get and I think one of the good things, I like it anyway. I mean, we do say sometimes we want a bit more Yautja, but Brisson uses the Yautja sparingly. And again, we see the stalker at the end.
Yes.
As everyone decides to, they're all convinced to kind of go along and try to find this spot, where they got all the cryo, lab things. So they all go in. Yeah, it all goes pear shaped before at the end, we get a pretty cool. Have we come across this predator before, Justin?
I don't think so.
No.
I think this is a new predator. I mean, the armor looks different, and I don't remember them
he's
having
got
a
the
sword like that. Yeah, I think this is a
no.
clue.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, there's a sword. I didn't even see that.
Oh.
I was no, because I was just thinking it's like flames or whatever. But I was looking at
Oh,
the big claws it had. But yeah, it's got a huge sword.
yeah, massive sword. Yeah.
Because I was about to say, yeah, I mean, the predators previously in like the preserve and stuff had a distinct look. This one seemed a little bit more like the design isn't as distinct, but I guess with the sword and actually the gauntlets
Mm.
look pretty good. Actually,
Gauntlets look different, and some of the armor plating too. It looks denser and heavier. It's like it's got more layers of armor to it, or maybe it's just a bigger predator, a bigger Yautja all around. His physical stature might be more defined.
And we know from here. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Justin. It was almost like a trap, right?
Yes, they had moved the pods, the actual people, out of this facility before Theta and her group arrive.
Yes.
And then they had the little spider drone.
Yeah.
Spider drone is the trap.
It's very interesting. So we see another little bit of technology. Like the Yautja's got a little like kamikaze spider drone.
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen that before either.
No, I don't recall it. Anyone, please? I'm looking at you, Mike. Synth and Orbit. If you do know any references to that, I can't think of one where they use that spider, but it packs a huge punch. I mean, it takes. Yeah. I don't know if anyone died. It was only Theta and Paolo who were running, right? So they seem to be
knocked them down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also was important because it heralded the arrival of the. I guess this is the Nightmare Hunter. I was reading the solicit for the next issue.
Yeah.
And I believe that this is the Nightmare Hunter that we see here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I'd love to see. I'm just going to say, I hope this Nightmare Hunter lasts. Like
me too.
I mean, because with all the Yautja we've seen so far, and it's not bad. It's just that, like, I'd like some longevity for because I think some of them were painted to be really badass, like ultimate hunters, but eventually in the runs in the series they were kind of killed. I'd like to see one hang around. So hopefully the Nightmare Hunter, and it's got a cool name as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think if any of them have a chance to endure, it's probably this one.
Yeah. I mean, I thought of that for the previous Predators. I think they kind of bought it. But no, really, that's pretty much a summation of it. It was a pretty pretty interesting. It's great to see John Schaefer back.
Yeah,
Justin, I don't know about you. It's a huge call out to the Dark Horse days, obviously,
and to the movie, because there are numerous mentions to Dutch in this. Essentially, John Schaefer's entire motive for finding this city that they're looking for with the pods of all the people is the possibility that his brother is amongst them,
which is cool because it kind of I guess hints at Dutch's. I mean, we all love Dutch because he's from the original movie. Right. What's happened to him, and the fact that he may have been like this whole thing that Brisson has introduced about the cryogenic prisoners. He may easily have been done. We know that he was severely, even in the books and all that, he'd been severely traumatized and I guess had radiation poisoning or something from the bomb. So I think even in the games, though, Justin, he's kind of like a weary, like he's still hunting predators. So he has kind of a bit of a checkered future. He's kind of suffering, but also he's kind of kicking ass as well, apparently. But it's good to have the mentions. Yeah, absolutely. And John Schaefer as well. Just, I don't know. It's I don't know if the word's iconic with him in that Hawaiian shirt, but it just reminds me of Dark Horse days.
Yeah, I love that he's still got the shirt. I mean, it's
crazy.
It still would have been great if he was wearing something else, but the fact that they've kept that little detail is just I love it so much. Yeah.
Well, he must have been caught when he was on holidays or something, Justin. Who knows?
Yeah.
Going up Diamond Head in Hawaii.
I like the mention to the other stuff too about New York. and the other
Yes.
stuff that he's done. Yeah, they throw a lot of great references in here.
I can't
Yeah,
remember. Did we cover Concrete Jungle already? We have, haven't
we
we?
did.
Like,
We did.
yeah, we
That
did.
was one
Yeah,
of,
yeah,
yeah, when we
yeah.
first got the omnibus, that was one of the first ones
Yes.
we did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So nice little callback to
definitely.
that.
Yeah.
And we know as well, I think we mentioned it before, that was that influenced heavily Predator 2 by
Mhm.
having the Ucha enter the city. So yeah.
Yeah.
So really cool. Again, we kind of get we're only starting to get a sense of these other characters. We haven't been introduced to them as well as, say, the previous run, like with all
Mm.
the. But I'm sure we will start to learn. There's also a lot of them, right? There's
Yeah.
like over a dozen of them. So I don't think I think a lot of them will be fodder. But
Definitely, yeah. I
yeah,
like that comment too that John made when he was kind of going over the whole origin of how he woke up and everything. He
yeah,
said, yeah, he said, "Unfortunately, we screwed up along the way, freed a couple of the other specimens that had been stored along with us. Most
mm.
of us died trying to
Oh
fight the
yeah,
we went from about 300 to only 53." I was like, "Oh my
yes.
word, wow."
So
That
that's
was
really good. And in a
yeah,
very short amount of time, Brisson has kind of alluded to the fact that these are the hardest. If you can survive all that, like, this is the cream of the crop, so to speak.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
um, yeah, I love that aspect. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that point. About they started a huge amount, and they all kind of
300.
yeah, got whittled away. You can see a little bit of another alien there as
Oh, yeah,
well.
I love that part too, where you see
Yeah,
them watching from a distance as the
the
Yoda takes on this massive creature. Yeah.
yeah. I'm assuming that is the Nightmare Hunter as well.
That's what I
Maybe.
yeah, he said, "One of the biggest, meanest looking sons of bitches I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah, exactly.
them."
Oh, you gotta love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love this vulnerability that they're on an alien planet.
Mm,
It's called Mabu 2068. So they've been
mhm.
given a date. And just the vulnerability of they're just intense with open campfires. Anything can happen. Yeah, so it makes for a really kind of tense scenario, I think. It's good to have Theta and Paolo there as well,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I mean they're geared up, so and you kind of feel safe for them. But I feel totally safe with John Schaefer as well. I don't think anything could. He's Teflon. Nothing can touch
Right.
him. But
I hope not, yeah.
yeah, it's just the sense of I guess they how exposed they are
I don't
is
know,
really
anything like
good.
that on an alien world with
Mm. And then the
granted,
last thing,
some of these
sorry,
survivors have been there for a while, so they kind of know
yeah,
the lay of the land, so to speak, so that gives them a slight,
hmm
advantage a little bit, that they might not have had otherwise, but yeah.
Well, I mean, theater does exactly what anyone would do. You kind of um, almost like beat your chest, so to speak.
Mm,
So she
mhm.
takes one down hard, because you've got to make a statement, right? Because
Absolutely, yeah.
they're threatening to, like, oh, you got a ship, oh, you got provisions, oh,
Yeah, "Oh, we'll
and
have that."
so
"Oh,
yeah,
no, you won't have that." Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I like it how she's, and remember she's got a metal arm as well,
Mm,
a leg and an arm.
yes.
So she's that would probably hurt.
Yeah,
But yeah,
she
there's a little,
probably crushed one of their windpipes just by grabbing it, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But there's a small crew here. I wonder if we've got to remember these faces there. There are 4 people here, and they
Mm.
all seem to have. For me, they've got a very Walking Dead vibe. Just
Yes.
you know,
Yes, very
um,
antagonistic, totally.
antagonistic.
Yeah,
Survivors. Yeah,
yeah.
but funny because, like, if you look at the attire again, they all look from distinct thing. One almost looks like
Mm,
military. Um,
mhm.
one civilian, and who knows where the back.
Yeah,
This guy, to me, I don't know. Don't want to
it's
be too
very cool.
judgmental. Looks like a
Yeah,
drug dealer.
you can kind of come up with backstories for all of them and
Yeah.
probably equally legitimate, yeah.
So
Because
I
these
think if
people were
anything,
stolen
sorry.
by the predators from their various timelines and their various
Yeah.
lives,
So we
but
figure, well, I guess we'll learn where they all come from again. So,
yeah.
um, yeah. So these 4, I have a feeling we may learn a bit more about them later on. They've been established a little bit.
Mm.
Um, but then like I said, there are a huge amount of them. If I go to where they land in the ship here, so the hero shot.
Yeah,
There's a whole lot of them.
A dozen people there, yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, most of them are probably fodder for the Predator. We might as well admit it.
Yeah. Yeah,
but,
exactly.
It'll be
I'm just
interesting
looking
to see who survives and what will be left of them.
Yep, because anything, I mean, no one is sacred, really.
Not even Theta. I mean, where this is
exactly.
the last hunt, I mean,
The last hunt,
it's
yeah.
entirely possible that this could be the end for Theta and Paolo. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be her last stand, like,
Yep.
and that will round out her story. Paolo being the, dare I say, support to Theta could easily be, for that real tug of the heartstrings to the readers, or the real emotional impact. We could get Paolo having a grisly death.
Possibly. Or a sacrifice where perhaps
a sacrifice, yes.
There's a situation where they have to self-destruct to blow up the facility or something, and somebody has to stay behind to do it. And I could see something like that happening. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I really like also as well, Justin, is how Ed Brisson kind of subverts that kind of expectation. Like, remember, is it Alan, that big English guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you, I mean, for me, I don't know about you, but you kind of expecting, okay, he's got a bigger role, he's been developed, he's going to go out in some big way, and he just kind of dies.
He just dies. That.
Yeah, and that's kind of shocking.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So it could easily.
That's fun when the writer subverts expectations like that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because you expect somebody's going to go on and be important and survive this. No, not actually.
I mean, one of those four that antagonize Theta, one of them could be the last survivor. You don't know. So
that's true.
I mean, John Shaver is going to be there somehow, or he's going to be frozen again, like a popsicle, and used again later on.
Yeah. Put me back in one of those pods and send me to Earth.
Yeah. So I mean, so this issue was largely, really largely delving into the story, like a huge exposition, right? There wasn't that much action, like, which again, I don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
A little bit at the end, and just a little bit with Theta and some of the other campers. But for the large part, it was just really laying the groundwork. Brisson had to fill out the gaps with John Schafer's story. He's done that as well, and he had to quickly tell and bring us up to speed with the camp and how they came to be. And then also that setting up this almost like wild goose chase with this kind of farm with the thing. So there was a lot of stuff that had to be filled into this issue. For a second issue, I think that's fine. I think now we've got things set up. Hopefully, issue 3 and 4. So I find it like as an extension almost to issue 1, like a extended kind of setup issue, because we end on the one explosion and the Predator coming out. So we know the action is going to start there. But I mean, but overall, what did you make of this issue?
I really enjoyed this. I love the fact that we had some exposition which explained John Schafer's presence here and all of these other people's presence here. But also, I mean, Ed Brisson has a great grasp on John Schafer's character. He Phil, could be Batman.
Could be Batman. I don't know what that was referring to. Phil, but yeah, we'll take it.
But Ed Brisson has a great grasp on John's character. Like there's a line that he says in the beginning where he's fighting the Yucha, and the Predator's about to use a self-destruct device on his gauntlet, and John's like, "Oh no, you don't get to blow your way out of this one." And just runs him through with the spear. It's fantastic. I just love it. It gave me such great vibes back to the Dark Horse days that I fell in love with it instantly. And the whole him talking about the origins of the camp and how they went from 300 to 53 and just the different stuff that they've witnessed here. It was all done really well. All the flashback stuff was done really well. All the dialogue was great. And we do have things set up for the next issue to be really just, I can see it to be kind of from cover to cover, a big old action sequence where they're fighting for their very lives against this new Predator, the Nightmare Hunter, who looks amazing.
Well, yeah, and I think that the spotlight was really firmly on John Schaefer in this issue. Theta was like almost like us, was the avatar for us, like going through, and we're learning about it. And so I think like that's pretty cool. I think they're quite understated in this issue, Theta and Paola. So I'm sure we'll get a lot more happening with them in the next issue. And when I'm saying this, I'm not like saying this disparagingly for this issue at all. I'm just kind of laying it all out and the way kind of I see it. And I think it's really strong that it does that. So like Brisson, he gives himself a good challenge, right? He introduces a lot of characters like in the previous run that he's had to kind of develop quickly. And over here, he's finding he's going to do that. But on top of that, he's got John Schaefer, like a valued property already, legacy character. So how do you handle that? And so I think he's given John some room in this one. So you kind of learn indirectly from him because he's one of the survivors, but the way he tells the story of what happened, you're brought up to speed with the type of character John is, just the way he talks, which is really cool.
Right.
And like Theta and Paola, we're just kind of led through and this kind of contingent of fodder, we're just kind of led through to the farms, and so we pushed the story along to this moment, and then we get the nightmare hunter, which I cannot wait to see what happens.
Yeah, me too. Great cliffhanger ending there. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, the cover again was misleading, wasn't it, Justin? There was no
a little bit, yeah.
There's no fight between.
I mean, if she had the helmet still on, and he was after, it would make more sense if her helmet was still on, and John thought that she was an actual predator.
Yeah, exactly.
But the fact that he knew that she was a human being and was still going after her with a spear, I was like, oh, okay.
I think from memory and from when we covered, I think Concrete Jungle, didn't he tackle a predator like hand to hand? Like, didn't he?
Did, yeah.
So he did. He's pretty ballsy. He's over the top action hero. I mean, for those that haven't, I know everyone that is listening, he's probably a huge Yocha fan, so you're probably well versed in John Schaefer, but he just so OTT in the Dark Horse series. So actually, Ed tones him down a bit, I think, for this, because I think it would be really out of place maybe in like modern comics now if he's talking the way he did in the Dark Horse comics. It'd really become a caricature of himself. But he's still got that kind of wily, he's still, I don't know, like dangerous, but he a bit carefree as well.
Yes, so, definitely. Yeah. Very careful.
Yeah. So with that, any other points you want to raise about the story, Justin, before we give this a rating?
No, I think we really covered everything pretty good, Ray. Yeah, this is like I said, a great exposition, a great story dialogue issue where we had some great development of this setting, of the characters, and it is going back to talking about a challenge. It is. I can see this being a challenge, having to write a 4-issue miniseries.
Yeah, I was about to say it is 4 issues.
Having all these characters and all this story and all this plot, and trying to be very concise with the developments and make sure that it all fits perfectly and has a good rhythm to it. I can see that being very challenging. Especially where we had, I think in the previous miniseries, we had an extra issue. They were all 5 issues.
Yeah.
So we had a little bit more time to develop things.
Yep. Well, that was, I'd forgotten, Justin, and I'm glad that you raised that. I was assuming this was a 5-issue one again, but the fact that you said it's 4, I mean, that explains, I guess, the nature of this second issue. Like things are you just have to dump all this info straight away. I mean, because you essentially got next issue as kind of like the finale. Generally, the second last issue, you have big things happen, and then the last issue, it's kind of not a wrap up, but it does kind of follow on, and then it does kind of have an epilogue. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this issue 3 could be the fight. We'll and something massive will happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we also haven't seen will we see them again? What's happened to them? Was it at Paolo's company? Was it Astar? Is that
Oh, yeah.
they might be gone, or
Yeah, we haven't seen really any of their presence here yet.
Or Justin, maybe a hint at Wayland Yutani, issue 4.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you're talking about like a future Predator series. Like, I wonder when they're going to drop AVP. It's got to be, yeah. So there might be another series after this one, but I reckon it's around the corner. It has to be around the corner.
I feel like they're ramping up to it. I do.
Yeah.
I feel like they wanted to do a few standalone things with the Alien and the Predator on their own separately. But I feel like, I mean, it's obvious that they're kind of ramping their way up to that as we speak. But I'm just curious when it will be. We know it will happen. It's a matter of when.
I guess also the reassurance, again, I'm assuming, is that until we get that AVP, they will bring out series, until then, like to keep the interest. So, as long as AVP is coming and it's in the distance, we'll hopefully get some more series.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I hope that this one's doing well. I hope it's well received, and that we'll get some more down the line.
Yeah. Oh, and be it, as you said, maybe Predator versus or whatever, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
As long as it's something. Yeah.
So what would you give this, Justin, as we round out this issue 2, The Last Hunt? What would you give this out of 5? Big
5
skulls.
I think I would probably give this one 4.5 out of 5.
Okay, 4.5. Yeah.
It's almost a perfect issue.
Nice.
I think if there had been a little bit more Yocha, I would have given it a perfect 5. Yeah. What about you?
I'd give it about a 4. I mean, still very high. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. There's a lot of meat to this issue. There's a lot to digest, which is great. I love that about comics. It depends on, it really depends. Like some days, I love those comics that you just whisk through and they're just full on action. But, if there's substance, like a lot of substance here, then that's just as satisfying as well. So, I'd say give it 4. Similar to you, I mean, it would be good to get more, maybe, a bit more Predator. But having said that, I mean, I say that, but then I can contradict myself because I do like how Brisson sparingly uses the Predator, right?
Yes.
He's
much
trying to
more
keep
effective that way. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to keep that mystique kind of happening. Rather than I like that.
I do too. I often think how, and I don't want to say boring or dull because those aren't the right words, but I think how uninteresting, I guess I should say, it would be if any of these Predator series were strictly from the POV of the Yocha. Like I think we've seen that a bunch of times already in other stories, and I think that if these Predator stories had been done from that POV, then I wouldn't have liked them nearly as much. But the fact that we're seeing it from the POV of these original characters who are human and have very human reactions to things, and the Yocha is kind of like the Jaws, like the shark that's kind of forcing all these people together to make these decisions. Yeah, I love that. I really enjoy that.
Me too as well. I think it's great. So listeners, there you go. Some high praise for issue 2. Let us know what you think as well. It's always interesting to hear, jump in on our Discord or on Facebook or on X. Always happy to chat.
Send in your thoughts anytime.
Because I know, the Predator fan base, Justin, can be divisive. There can be people that prefer one thing over the other, and there's nothing wrong. Like, as you say, there's nothing wrong with POV Predator stories as well. Right. I think everything is good in moderation, right? So, but let us know what you think of Ed Brisson's. Are you enjoying it? Have you enjoyed the other 2 series or volumes from Ed? Would you prefer more verses? I think we all like that. And what do you think about the future of Predator comics in Marvel? Hopefully it's still going. We've just got Aliens versus Avengers, so I guess that's a response to Predator versus Wolverine. So they've got 2 versus books now, so hopefully we'll get more. I don't know.
I hope so. And that's going to be a mini series, right? Right? The Alien versus Avengers, like 5 issues, I think.
Yeah,
maybe?
I think so. It would be probably 5. Yeah. I'll have to double check, but that should be good. Yeah. So there we go.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Justin, I think that pretty much wraps us for this episode. Hope the sinuses get better.
Thank you. Yeah. I think by the time we record next time, I think hopefully all of this tree dust will have worked its way out of my system.
Fantastic. Groot spreading his dust all over.
Yes. Oh, damn you, Groot.
That bastard. Anyway. No, always good to see you, Justin. Always great to have a chat.
Yeah, always fun. Absolutely.
Yeah. And thank you, listeners, as well. As always, you can find us and contact us on various ways. If you read your Ucha, then this is easy for you. But email us on predpraypod@outlook.com. We've got a handle on X @predpraypod. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We're on YouTube, and we've got the Discord. Lovely Sparky is on there as well, just keeping things nice and organized. But yeah, drop us a line. Always happy to hear from everyone. Justin, it's been fantastic. I hope you have a good rest of the day. It's the start of the day for you.
Yes, and it's the end of the day for you. So
I might turn it in.
Yeah,
I can rest the feet. I can look out the window, just stare at things. Be like the Terminator, just stand in front of the window up until dawn. Bit of a late night owl, I think I am, Justin. Enjoy it.
I love it. I love that you've been enjoying these late nights, Ray. Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. Until next time, listeners, thanks for listening again. And as always,
shit happens.
Catch you later.
See everyone.